Hi everyone, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I did take kind of a long hiatus, about 6 months, where I wasn't filming because I was planning my wedding. I got married about a week ago and I thought kind of one of my perfect back to YouTube videos would be sharing my favorite scents for the bride and groom. So I already posted the best fragrances for the groom, and now I want to share my favorite fragrances for the bride-to-be. I'm going to be sharing what I wore on my wedding day. I've really carefully chosen these fragrances for you ladies, and I can't wait to share them with you. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Ashley. I'm a classically trained perfumer living and working in Paris for one of the world's leading fragrance houses, creating fragrances for them. And I like to share a little bit on the insides of fragrance creation and also just share my favorite fragrances with you all. So every fragrance on this list is going to be with you from start to finish. You can count on these fragrances, and they are all really gorgeous, beautiful scents that will help you remember the day. Quintessentially wedding. It's just very special. It has a fruity floral. It's one of the best testers of all time, which may not seem like an important thing, but it's just incredibly likable. It's a huge compliment getter. It's very addictive while still being very lighthearted and beautiful and I don't know, wispy, if that's a word. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. So I still really recommend this one. It will last with you, but overspray. The next fragrance on this list is Delina. Now this one you do not have to overspray. She is fruity, floral, rosy, rhubarb gorgeousness. And she's gonna be with you like a good friend, like your maid of honor, start to finish, taking the day home with you. I love this fragrance. I also find it very bridal. This fragrance is like a pink chiffon. It's so fun. It's ebullient, but so classy. The bottle is gorgeous. So, when they take those pictures, it's gonna look, I also kind of thought about the bottles because you see all those flat lays with the beautiful perfume bottle. This is going to be perfect for that. Yeah, just a great fragrance for your wedding. For my winter, fall, and cold weather brides, I suggest Ood Satin Mood. This fragrance is a mix of rose and oud and vanilla. It is a bomb, and it is so sexy, but yet so beautiful and refined. And on a cold day, you're still gonna be able to smell yourself. It's like a beautiful cashmere shawl of a fragrance. It is so opulent. It's the definition of smelling expensive, which is very nice on your wedding. And again, for cold weather, you're going to need just a little bit more of that sweetness, that warmth, and it's hard to find that in a still elegant fragrance. And I think the Ood Satin Mood by Maison Kurkdjian fits that perfectly. I really like the Eau de Parfum concentration. I like all the concentrations of this fragrance, honestly. Basically, the more concentrated it gets, the more of those base notes you're getting, where the lightest concentration is a bit fruitier, but they're all very performing. It's more just a personal taste situation. Sometimes, I like the more base heavy ones. Sometimes I like the more fruity floral. I love this fragrance so much. I had a customized version of it made for myself just to fit my taste specifically, but you cannot go wrong with this fragrance. It is beautiful. For my vanilla loving brides, I suggest Angelique Noire by Guerlain. It's hard to find a classy vanilla, and this vanilla is paired with a green note called Angelique, which is not a green note like others you've smelled. Green was not my favorite fragrance category at all. I was just kind of a die-hard vanilla lover. The vanilla here is still the star, but the Angelique really gives it something. Angelique can be a little bit irisy. It is a little earthy. It's a super elegant, still addictive green note, and it gives this great juxtaposition that gives you all the addiction of vanilla without you smelling maybe too teeny bopper or cloying on your wedding day. It's one of the most elegant vanillas I've smelled. And so I really, really recommend it for those vanilla lovers on your wedding. It's just creamy and addictive, gorgeous for a bride. It smells like shades of cream and white, so that makes it very bridal as well. And again, beautiful bottle for any photography or flat lay situation you have going on. Even if these don't end up being your wedding day fragrances, they're just some of my favorite women's fragrances of all time. But what I chose for my day was One Umbrella for Two by Floraiku. This fragrance, funny enough to me, smells like bubble tea, which is one of my favorite drinks, but something about that is really comforting to me. And then again, Floraiku, everything they do is really elegant and refined. So it's kind of the most fancy bubble tea you've ever experienced. The actual notes are black currant bud, which is a berry very commonly seen in France in a lot of their desserts or liqueurs, and then tea, and then on the base of vanilla and other kind of like warm, sweet notes, and it really smells like that. And to me, that very fruity top paired with the tea and vanilla is what gives me that bubble tea impression that to me makes this fragrance so addictive. This is one of my favorite fragrances of all time, and it was actually gifted to me by my husband for one of our anniversaries because I was obsessed with the brand and their bottles. They're really, really beautiful. And it comes with this beautiful haiku that, like the name states, is about, you know, you having one umbrella for two people. And I just thought that whole sentiment was so romantic, you know, how you're both under the umbrella, how we're both going to be together for the rest of our lives. And I am just a romantic at heart. So I love the sentiment. I love that it was a gift from him. And it was also just one of my favorite fragrances of all time, which is why he bought it for me. And when I tell you this fragrance lasted from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, it was just perfect. Let me know if you've already had your wedding, what you wore, and I would also love to know what you're thinking about wearing. Is it one of the fragrances on this list? If you are getting married this year, next year, whenever, congratulations, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye everyone.